Can you see the poem? Yes. One day I asked you to learn by heart this. Did you do so? No. Suicide in the trenches. Suicide means one kills oneself. Suicide in the trenches. Trenches are ditches, right? That dug around a certain camp or somewhere. For example, you have heard around Sigre there is a trench. Yuddha Agal, right? The poem is written about First World War, if not World War the First. During that time, many England soldiers died, right? They died because they couldn't afford the difficulty, if not hardships of warfield. Here, the poet speaks about such a soldier. Now, we should also know that Siegfried Sassoon was also a soldier in the battlefield, English soldier. Right, he died September 1, 1967. He's an anti-war poet. That means he goes against war. Now, he speaks of negative side of war. Normally, tell me, who creates war? Ruling authority. Who fights in war? Boys from general public. Nowadays, army, there are girls also. They are not going to front line to fight. But women also, they are soldiers. Then here, the poet witnessed one boy committing suicide in a trench because everything about trench is very hard, difficult to tolerate. Right? Earlier, did we discuss this poem? No. Children? Right. Now, in England, during World War I and II, there were two types of war poets. One type positive, other type negative, mean anti-war poets. Positive war poets, for example, Rupert Brooke. There was a poet called Rupert Brooke in the same time. And also Wilfred Owen. Rupert Brooke glorified war. He always spoke of the positive side of war, the bravery, soldiering, patriotism. Patriotism means ජාත්‍යාලය නේද? රට තියෙන දේශප්‍රේමීත්වය ඒව ගැන කතා කරේ. Wilfred Owen, Siegfried Sassoon, they went against war. They described the negative side of war and how soldiers died, especially how soldiers died. Before going to poem, please write like this: suicide in the trenches. Suicide in the trenches. Yes. We should know that, Siegfried Sassoon, we should know that Siegfried Sassoon is an anti-war poet, who lived and wrote during, D-U-R-I-N-G, the period of the World War One. World War One, we normally say World War the First, okay? During that time, during transition, during that time, many England boys had to take arms in the foreign battlefield. Yes. Young soldiers were taken to foreign countries and in those countries many soldiers died. At least their dead bodies were not brought back to England and not given to their loved ones. Yes. At least their dead bodies were not brought back to England for their loved ones to pay at least their dead bodies were not brought back to England for their THIR their loved ones or in ES ones to pay the last tribute. TRIBUT. Pay the last tribute. Right. Those dead bodies were entombed. ENTOMBED. Entombed means buried. Entombed in the foreign battlefields. In the foreign battlefields. Yes. It was during the World War One. World War One means World War the First. World War One. There were some English poets who wrote poems against who wrote poems not against, glorifying, glorifying, glorifying soldiering, heroism, 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 and patriotism, 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 patriotism. Yes. They were positive war poets. Yes. One such known figure was Rupert Brooke. R-U-P-E-R-T, Rupert Brooke. B-R-O-O-K-E. Rupert Brooke. Yes. At the same time, there was a group of poets who described the negative side of war through their poems. Full stop. Wilfred Owen Wilfred Owen, O-W-E-N, Wilfred Owen, and Siegfried Sassoon. Siegfried Sassoon, here it is the name. Sassoon are two of them. Two of them. Yes. Sassoon was also a British soldier who fought in the World War the First, that means World War One. Right. In his poem, Sassoon shows how innocent young men die in the battlefield. We could say soldiers are innocent. We could say soldiers are innocent because they have to take arms in the ARMS in the battlefield, though they have no any connection with war. Everywhere, wars are decided by rulers. Full stop. Everywhere in the world, wars are decided by rulers, but not the general public. What happened to soldiers? Soldiers mean young men. Young men are patriotic, heroic. They like to wear if not they like wearing that military uniform and handling a gun. Rulers deceive young men through that false heroism. Yes. Those who fight in the battlefield are young men because young blood is radical and young men like wearing military uniform and handling a gun. Therefore, they are innocent. Yes. Right. In that time, when joined the army, they had to stay long time in the battlefield. No, they didn't have, if not, they had no leave, right, to go homes to enjoy with their kid and kin. Yes. At that time, soldiers had to stay a long time in the battlefield with no opportunity to be with their kith and kin. Yes, full stop. It was after ending the war. They saw opportunity to return home. Right. Full stop. In this particular poem, the poet speaks about a boy in the foreign battlefield, foreign battlefield, committing COMMITT, committing suicide, having fired through his head. Yes, normally trenches were there in French that time, France. Okay, in France there were trenches. Trenches mean yudha agal. අර ලොකුවට කපපු කාණු. ඒවයි තමයි ජීවිතේ කන්නෙත් ඒකේ නිදාගන්නෙත් ඒකේ. Yes. It is not mentioned where this event took place, but with our common sense, SCNSE sense, we come to know that it happened in France since there were so many trenches in France, so many trenches in France, in which England soldiers had to fight. Right. Right now, see, suicide in trenches. I knew a simple soldier boy. Normally those who go to war are boys, not old men. Now our age, only officers are there. අපේ වයස වගේ අය නෑ soldiers ලා මේකේ. ඔක්කොම officers ලා විතරයි අවුරුදු 55 වෙනකන් ඉන්නේ. අනිත් ඔක්කොම අවුරුදු 20න් ගෙදර යන්න ඕන 22න්. 18න් යුද්ධෙට බැඳුනා නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් අවුරුදු 40න් ගෙදර. ඉතින් එහාට ඉන්න බෑ යාට. ඇයි? Soldiers, why that? Soldiers should be brave and they should have a strong body. යාට හොඳ ශක්තියක් තියෙන තරුණ ජවයක්. අන්තිම තමයි දැන් අපි වගේ එනකොට මුහු කරා යනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? මැචුව වෙනවා. මැචුව වෙන හැටි වෙඩි තියන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. Do you understand? හරි. කාටද වෙඩි තියන්නේ ආපහු? සත්තුන්ට නෙමෙයි කාටද? Humans. In a war, man kills man. I knew a simple soldier boy who grinned at life in empty joy. He grinned, laughed and smiled at life in empty joy. යාගේ hinawe තිබුණේ මොකක්ද? hina වෙලා මැරුණේ. Empty joy එක. Slept soundly through the lonesome dark. It was in the dark night. He slept soundly and whistled early with the lark. What happened? උදෙන්මයි whistle ගහනකොට හැරෙන්න ඕන. නිින්දක් නෑ හරියට පැය දෙක නිදාගන්න. In winter trenches cold and glum. හරි. winter season is when winter, they had to cow there, and they were disappointed, dejected, glum, with crumbs and lice and lack of rum. Everything is there. Parts of the bombs are also there. He pulled through his brain. He pulls through his brain and he put a bullet through his brain. No one spoke of him again. That means after that, he was forgotten. He died, buried. You snug-faced crowds with kindling eyes. Eyes are kindle. They are snug-faced. All are looking at the boy. But all are innocent. They can do nothing. Who cheer when soldier lads march by. When soldiers are marching by, people are cheering. Sneak home and pray you will never know. The hell where you, youth and laughter go. Nobody knows where they go because he has to go to hell. Reason, Catholic bodies. According to their rituals, dead one is given funeral rituals by priest, funeral candles and sermon. They don't have that. No funeral rituals. Candles are lit to feed up their dead bodies. They have no candles. So that boy had to die. A boy Joy, AA, BB, CC, DD, E, F, G, G. Yes, rhyme scheme. Yes, new para. The narrator says that he knew a simple soldier boy who grinned at life in empty joy. Right. We understand that the poet is somewhat mature than this protagonist, the boy who died. Yes. We should think why the poet introduces this soldier as a simple soldier boy. Yes. It gives us an idea that the boy is too young to be a soldier. To be a soldier. හුඟක් තරුණයි කියන අවුරුදු 17ක් 16 ලත් ගත ඒ කාලේ හිම නෑනේ වයස බැලියුත් නෑනේ. ඔය අරන් අවුරුදු 16 ඔය කොල්ලේ. Yes. Too young to be a soldier. Full stop. As we are told that soldier boy grinned. This word grinned means smiled at life in empty joy. Empty joy. Yes. Here, yes. Empty joy. That means the poet speaks of the negative side of war here. Full stop. The boy, when fighting in the battlefield, smiled with a joy since becoming a young hero of England, gave joy to him first. Right, everybody like to become a soldier that time. Young men. Yes. Anyway, the poet sees that grin or that smile as an empty joy. Full stop. Here, the poet is sarcastic towards war. Here, the poet is sarcastic towards war. Yes. War because, continuous sentence, because war gave an empty joy to such young men. Yes. However, life at battlefield is not is not is not life at soldiers full stop. That is different. නිස්රා කට් වෙලා නේද?
ඔව් සර් යන්නේ.
ගොඩක් වෙලාද?
දැන් සර් මම මැසේජ් එකක් දාන්නම් එයාට.
හරි මේක අපි ලියලමු දැන් ඊට මේ right battlefield. However, life at battlefield was not the life for the
සර් ඒ වාක්‍ය කිව්වේ however life at battlefield is not life at soldiers that is different කියලා කිව්වා.
live battlefield and මොකක්ද කිව්වේ?
However life at battlefield is not life at soldiers that is different කියලා කිව්වේ.
Battlefield not the life for soldiers at home කියලා කිව්වේ නැද්ද?
නෑ සර්.
However, life at battlefield was not the life at home. එහෙම හදන්න life at home. Yes. මොකද කරන්නේ අර එතකොට? Yes. These soldiers had to face so many difficulties in the battlefield but they had no They had no solutions. They had no solutions. Yes. They were boys who were brought up with the love and affection, of parents and siblings. SIBLINGS. Siblings කියන්නේ සහෝදර නේ, siblings. Yes. Young men are also lovers නේ. Sometimes yes, while soldiers, this wartime soldiers were fighting in the battlefield, they are same age boys, they were lovers. Yes. Sometimes the other boys in England lived with their loved ones were also lovers. Yes. Now, normally, boys from poor families join army where it is. Rich boys never join army. පොහොසත් පවුල් වල ළමයි කවදාවත් හමුදාවට බැඳෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම බැඳෙනවා නම් ඔෆිසර්ස්ලා විදිහට කලාතුරකින්. Yes. Another truth that we should know is that boys who join military forces are always from poor families. Right. Then full stop. Then the poet tells that this boy slept soundly through the lonesome, here word is available, lonesome dark. Yes. That means there were no loved ones to share his life. Only soldiers are the thing, සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කොල්ලෝ කැමති ආමිකට යන්න. ෆෝසස් වලට. දැන් අපි තරුණ කාලේ අපි ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ තමයි යුද්ධ උපරිම තිබුණ කාලේ. මම බයෝ කරේ. එතකොට මේ අපේ පන්ති වල හිටපු ඔක්කොම 150ක් කොල්ලන්ගේ තිබිච්ච අයිඩියා එක තමයි මේ කැඩට් ඔෆිස් යන එක. හරි ඉතින් ගොඩක් අය ගියා දැන් අපේ අතේ ගිහපුවා දැන් බ්‍රිගේඩියර්ස්ලා ෆුල් කර්නල්ලා බ්‍රිගේඩියර්ස්ලා වගේ අය ඉන්නවා. අපිත් එක්ක ඕ ලෙවල් කරපු කොල්ලෝ ඒ කාලේ ගියා මේ ආමි එකට ඒ ලෙවල් කරන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා අවුරුදු 17න් විතර වගේ කාලේ උපයන්න බැලුවෙත් නෑ. රෙදි බෑග් එකක් තරම් ගියාම එදාම ගන්නවා ආමි එකට. හරි. එහෙම සෝල්ජර් ගිහපුවා දැන් අද පෙන්ෂන් ගිහිල්ලා. මාත් ගියා ඒක මේ කැඩට් ඔෆිස් ඉන්ටර්විව් 3 පාරක් විතර ගියා. ඒ හැම පාරකම මම ෆේල් වුණා. පුතා පපුව 32 ගන්න නෑනේ වාගේ. තව ටිකක් හදාගෙන ඉන්න කියනවා. ඒ කාලේ අපි කැමරා හරි ආසයි නිකන් අර ඔෆිසර්ස්ලාට සැලියුට් ගහනවා අර ආමි ට්‍රක් වල උඩ ඉන්නවා හිට යනවා පාරවල් ලයින් ඉන්නවා හරි ඉස්කෝල වලට එනවා අර කැප්ටන්ලා එහෙමනේ හරි එහෙම එකක් තිබුණා ඒ කාලේ හරි හරි his life next we are told that they had to wake up early in the morning with the whistle yes right full stop if they lived at home they could have enjoyed sufficient sleep enjoyed sufficient sleep neda yes sleep but in the battlefield they had to sleep for a short time හරි ඒවත් අර මැදවල් වලත් නෙමෙයි නේද කැම්ප් බෙඩ් වල නේ හරි නියුපරා in the stanza 2 the poet says මේ ලයින් දෙක ලියන්නකො in winter trenches cowed and glum with crumbs and lice and lack of rum Yes. What we understand here is that the poet speaks about the winter season, winter season, winter season, when those boys had to fight, had to fight in trenches, in trenches. Yes. Full stop. They were cowed, C-O-W-E-D, cowed and glum.
සර චුට්ටක් ආයෙත් ප්‍රෙන්චස් කියන තැන ඉඳන් කියන්නකෝ මට සිග්නල් නැති වුණා.
When those boys had to fight කියලා දැන් ලියවද?
ඔව් සර්.
Fight in trenches, full stop. After that I said then, sorry, they were cowed, C-O-W-E-D, this here, cowed and glum, which means their lives were, L-I-V-E-S, okay, lives were restricted to trenches, and they were dejected, D-E-J-E-C-T-E-D, dejected, yes. There were crumbs and lies, but they had no rum. Yes. Crumbs are the continuous sounds of gunfire and bombs. Yes. Full stop. Rum is an alcoholic drink to warm up body from chill, C-H-I-L-L, chill of the winter season, winter season. Yes. But those soldiers of the First World War did not have such things. Yes. Then the narrator tells that this boy put a bullet through his brain and no one spoke of him again. No one spoke of him again. No one spoke of him again. Yes. Now it is understood that this boy decided to commit suicide because of the extreme fatigue, 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 and unbearable hardships of the battlefield. Yes. Mainly the intolerable weather condition made him taking this fatal decision fatal decision. Right. We understand that this boy fired his gun through his head. Yes. Again, we should know that this is not a rare incident, and at that time there were many young soldiers who fired their guns through their heads. Yes. Therefore, the poet speaks of a very common incident during the World War the First. Yes. Now, though they loved heroism and patriotic, they joined, but they couldn't survive. There were many soldiers who went absent during wartime. ඒ කියන්නේ යුද්ධ කාලේ කොල්ලෝ ආසාවට ආමීට ගියාම ඊට පස්සේ ඉන්න බෑ පැනලා යනවා. ඇබ්සන්ට් වෙනවා. සමහරු ඒ කාලේ CCM හමුදා පොලිසිය කියලා ඉන්නවනේ. එයාලා ඇවිල්ලා වහලේ උඩු ගලවලා බහැලා අරන් යනවා. ආය අහුවෙච්ච තැන අල්ලනවා. ඉතින් හැංගි සමහරු ඉන්න සමහරු ආය අහු වෙනවා. Though young men joined battlefield out of their boldness, BOLDNESS, boldness and patriotism, 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 they could not survive survive in the battlefield. Survive in the battlefield. Yes. Right. New para. In the stanza 3, the poet addresses the onlookers facing the dead body with kindling, 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 mean burning, kindling eyes. This is the word. Yes. Yes. They are the other soldiers and the general public. Yes. Full stop. When there is a war, the people cheer soldiers march by, and here the same people are looking at this dead boy. Now they are not looking him as a hero. Why? The eyes are kindling. He is not a hero now because he did not die in battle. He committed suicide. Yes. Those people who look at the dead body do not pay their their last tribute to the dead soldier because to them he is not a soldier. He did not die with a gunshot in the battlefield but committed suicide. Committed suicide. Now, heroes are not expected to commit suicide. හරි. වීරයෝ දිවිනහ ගන්න නැහැ. වීරයෝ මොකද කරන්නේ? දරා ගන්නවා. ඉතින් මෙයා ඇත්තන සැබෑ වීරෙ නෙමෙයි පොඩි කොල්ලෙක් මේ. හරි. Heroes do not commit suicide. Therefore, this boy cannot be considered the hero. ඒතර ආමියකට ආපු එකේ වැඩකුත් නැහැ. නේ මරණයට පස්සේ අඩුම තරමින් යුද්ධෙන් මරනවා නම් අසාන් ට්‍රැඩිෂනල් නේ military rituals දෙනවා. Yes. If he died in warfield, he should be given traditional military MILITR military honor, HONOUR military honor at the funeral. Yes. Therefore, himself becoming a soldier is also useless. Yes. The people who are looking at the dead body of this boy will sneak. SNEAK. Sneak කියන්නේ හොරෙන් යනවා කියන එකනේ. සද්ද නැති යනවා. Sneak their home. Sneak their homes and they will pray for the young soldier. යාලා ගෙවල් වල ගිහිල්ලා තින් යාඥා කරන්නේ පව් මෙයා නේද? Yes. For the soldier. But those people never know the hell where this youth and laughter go. Right. Full stop. Since he is not given religious observances, he cannot be expected to go to God after his death. ඒ කියන්නේ battlefield එක කාටවත් දෙන්නේ බොඩි ටික වල දානවා church වලට ගෙනියන්නේ. Yes. There are neither priests nor churches. There are neither priests nor churches to perform religious rituals. Right. New kara. In this short war poem, Siegfried Sassoon produces detailed account related to young boys from England who fought in foreign battlefield during during the World War One. Yes. Of course, such young men were deceived, deceived by false, FALSE, false patriotism and heroism. False patriotism and heroism. False patriotism and heroism. Yes. Thus, the poet deals with the negative side of war. Full stop. The poet is sarcastic. Towards the ruling authority for driving these innocent young boys to fight in the horrible battlefield. Yes, this is a typical young boy who was living with parents, but was driven to a tremendously different world with gun, bullets, and tremendously. එතන කියන ලියවද?
tremendously difference කියන එක
different world with gun, bullets මේකත් හරි වචනේ bullets pronunciation නේ bullets and so many hardships. Yes, war ruined ruined the life of this boy and made his family members grief stricken. Grief stricken, stricken, full stop. In this manner, the poet speaks of the dark side of war. Right. Satire, flashback, metaphor, irony, etc. can be identified as techniques while the rhyme scheme RHYME rhyme scheme is AA BB CC DD EE I by EE no go FF FF. Yes. Death, death, deception, deception, comma, false, 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 patriotism, patriotism, comma, hardships of warfield, hardships of battlefield, depression and disappointment, depression and disappointment are the themes, are the themes. හරි. දැන් ලියවද පුතේ?
ඔව්.
හරි. නෝට් එක සම්පූර්ණ නේද?
ඔව් සර්.
හරි. එහෙනම් මේ හෙට අනිද්දා පුළුවන් වේද ඔයාලට?
ආ සර්.